The head coach of the Belle Vernon area Leopards boys basketball team, Joe Salvino, his team coming off of a playoff victory against Quaker Valley, 81-55, moving on to the quarterfinals. First off, congratulations, Joe. And I know that getting to the postseason and then winning a postseason game is a big accomplishment. What stood out about that performance against the Quakers?
Well, I think we finally played as a unit, as a team. I think through the course of the year, we didn't do that very well. I think sometimes we played selfish, and that created some problems offensively and defensively. But last night, I think we came together as a team.
Yeah, there are certainly no problems offensively, putting up 81 points against a pretty good Quaker Valley team. Zion Moore had 30 plus. He has been outstanding scoring the basketball this year. What are his greatest strengths offensively?
Well, that's probably his greatest strength is he could shoot the ball. I mean, not only from the outside, but he can take the ball to the hole, which is a plus because, now guys want to go out and guard him, but he can get by him. But so that there is a plus.
And not only did he put up 30 plus points, you had two other players in double figures, including Quentin Martin. Is this an offense that can really be balanced as opposed to just relying on one or two guys to put the ball in the hoop?
Well, definitely. I think that we could be balanced with Quentin, and Alonzo Wade usually gets up there, but he just didn't have a very good shooting night. But he did other things, so he helped the team do other things. Trevor Kovac hit a couple nice threes in that game, and he's capable of doing that also.
Well, we've focused on the win against Quaker Valley, but let's look at the season as a whole. It kind of feels a little disjointed. I know that you were without more than half of your team during football season as they ultimately won a state title. So it was a rough start to this season, and then it seemed like it was kind of a difficult finish to the regular season as well. How did your team sort of try to handle the ups and downs?
Well, we did have some ups and downs, and like you said, the transition from football to basketball wasn't real great because, again, they went all the way to the state championship game and won, and that takes its toll. Football becomes a long season then. Plus basketball is a long season because you're playing 2-3 games a week sometimes, especially in the beginning. I don't think that they were ready for that. I think hopefully they see now that what they have to do and how they have to play to be a better team. And again, like Zion and Trevor were the only two people that I had that are starters now. So when the football team came back, Zion was he was probably more saying that, well, this is what I got to do because this is what I had to do before. And then he was like that at Ringgold. He had to do everything at Ringgold. Here, he just has to be a piece of the puzzle, and I think hopefully he's starting to learn that.
You have coached for a long, long time. I think you obviously have a lot of credibility. You were pretty outspoken about criticizing how your team played. You said it was at times selfish basketball. Is that something that you think ultimately the players, heard and made the adjustments?
Well, hopefully. I didn't say anything that wasn't true. I was telling the truth. And it's not that I told the papers that and reporters, but I told them that too. And sometimes the truth hurts. And maybe it got to them. And hopefully it did. I didn't mean to hurt anybody. I meant it to, try to help motivate and see what we can be and what we are. And what we can be is a pretty good basketball team.
I know you were probably very focused on your matchup against Quaker Valley, but did you happen to notice that you were the only team that scored an upset in the entire 4A bracket in the first round? Everything else went chalk?
Yeah, I noticed that this morning. I noticed that. But again, I thought we got a good draw. I thought being the 10th seed helped us out, so everything at that point worked out. Quaker Valley is a good team. They're coached very well. But I just, we knew that we had to score in the 70s or 80s because they're a very low scoring team. and they're a little bit more deliberate on their offense. And they weren't able to do some things that they were capable of doing against other teams.
Let's look ahead. Quarterfinals, you go against number 2 Laurel Highlands. This is a team that has won 2 WPIAL championships over the past 3 seasons. And in the regular season, they defeated you twice. Third time, what could be different maybe this time for your team?
Well, again, I'm hoping we play together as a team, play better defense, rebound-wise, and offensively run our offense and don't give them a lot of second chance shots. Of course, you got to deal with Gallagher and the Shields, and they're a couple of, well, they are their key ball players to that team. The other 3 just fit in. They do what has to be done, but they know where their bread and butter comes from, and that's with Gallagher and the Shields. So we have to, whatever defense we're in, we have to make sure we know where they're at all the time, and if we're in our man defense, and we have to shut them down. We have to play a lot better.
Lastly, I know you obviously give credit to the players, but you've racked up a lot of wins over the years, 700 plus. Do you feel that your experience in postseason basketball might be a slight advantage for your players ultimately?
Well, I'm hoping that they see that. I'm hoping that they realize that here's a coach that's been around for a while, and that he has won WPIAL and state championships, so maybe we should listen to him a little bit.
Well, Joe, I think that would be a wise decision. Thanks for taking the time. Congrats on the victory, and keep it up the rest of the way.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.